to, like I always say that even when she moderates at the studio, that she doesn't do it often enough. It's kind of like a pity because she's such a great moderator at the studio. But she's like, literally what she does is like she takes an X-ray.
No.
That's what she does.
I love that.
That's what she does, and I give you the analogy, I give you the metaphor, say baby girl, I call her baby girl, baby doll, Kemp. What you do is you take a snapshot, you really take an X-ray.
Snapshot of the soul.
And yeah, and she really right inside, who's that?
Oh my God, it's been such a long time since I've been here.
Oh, people I'm not talking to God, guys, I'm sorry, I'm talking to people. How are you?
Wow, you're recording, I didn't realize.
That's okay, that's fine.
So you're still doing the show?
I'm still doing, I guess I'm still doing the show. That's exactly what we're doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's good.
So did you change anything? How's it?
Now he's asking me, don't worry, we're talking here. We're just doing an interview. Right now we're taping. We're doing the show right here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Mr. Cutler.
Oh, that's okay. But anyway, she takes a snapshot and she gives it, like she gives you all the insight, like she grabs your soul. And she tell you exactly, you know, where to go and how, like she's just
an acting coach who has the roadmap to show you where you individually need to go to tell the story the best way you can is irreplaceable.
Yeah.
It's really, that's the thing about New York. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know what it's like in LA. I have no idea.
Right.
But New York, I've just found that there are these pockets of communities where people just really care about the craft of acting.
Yes.
And then you have people who are in the industry making a lot of money who don't care.
Right.
And it's a constant juxtaposition, and you have to just, like you say, like this is our instrument. We have to decide like who we want in our life and who we can't have in our life.
Yeah. I mean, like it's not hard enough as it is as a business. It's impossible to get in.
I know. That's why you make your own work.
That's why you gotta make your own work. That's why you gotta write your own story. That's what you're doing. You're a champion because I tell you, you're not sitting down. No, honestly, it doesn't. I honestly, the more I live in New York, the more I get older, the more I live my life, I realize, no. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You just gotta do it, and
you know it,
and you know what's best for you.
And you know
that's something that I didn't realize.
Too, right?
Yes, and what works.
Yeah.
Because I spent, I guess being a young Southern girl coming to the big city.
Yeah.
I was more. I mean, I'm impressionable now in a way that's not naive. At first, it was like I was really green. I didn't realize how green I was until I watched tapes of myself auditioning for Glee and other things, and I'm like, who is that?
But you're lucky that you can sing. But listen, I mean, I don't know how to sing. I can sing in the shower.
Hey.
But baby, you can. I mean, you're right. You act. You're a triple threat, what I call.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I just love it all because that is the only thing. I remember being a little kid and thinking, oh man, I love animals. Maybe I'll be a vet. No. Maybe a doctor. I love people. No, wait. No, I'm going to go into politics. No. Wait, how can I do all of these things?
Right.
I'll be an actress.
Good for you.
I remember that. I remember that thought.
So clever.
I think, and that was before I saw this woman named Robin. I don't even know her last name, but I saw her up on stage just singing a song. Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
Yes.
She was singing that, and I was sitting there watching her, and I thought, that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do. And from then on, I would ride my bike down the street to Workshop Theater and take classes. I played Charlie Brown. That's right. I was going the distance.
Okay.
And just started doing musicals. And then my dad plays a Gibson guitar still, and I just would listen to him play, and he could I'd say, Dad, what about this? And I'd hum something, and he'd go, okay, that's an A flat, and I'm gonna go into an F sharp. Just
man, you
very
guys are
musical
so smart.
family.
Very musical family.
Yeah.
I see. Because your brother's into music, right? But he's studying law, but he's into music.
My brother is the best.
Tell me about your brother. I want to hear it.
My brother has a subtle comedy that I envy so much because I'm much more like da 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 da, like on it. And I'm like, hey, look at me when I go home. But my brother, his name is Henry D. Henry, but his middle name is Dargan, so we call him Henry D.
Okay.
But he dropped the D in 5th grade, but I look past that because he's my blood, so I'm going to call him what I want to call him.
Of course you.
But he's the one who'll just sit there and just listen to the conversation and then drop some beautiful nugget of comedy that I never would have thought of. He's brilliant. He really is.
When I read it, I said, look at the credits. I'm sorry that I got distracted for a second.
Okay.
And beautiful. We got white. Just look at the shot, Mary. You see, we get the white background and the white credits. I love it.
I love it.
It looks. It looks. You look like you're in the L'Oreal commercial. I'm not bragging, but I think Richard did a great job. We're gonna keep going. I just want to, before we do that, I want to thank Mike Tapp, who came to help me out. I always work with Gloria Messer, but Mike has been my soldier since day one. I want to make that clear on the record. Richard doing the lights. Freddie upstairs, who always helps me with the lower thirds, and Esteban back home, who's doing a lot of camera work and editing. Even though the Mike said, "Where are all these people?" I have people working
because it takes
the show
a village.
That you not even know whether they send me a picture. Sissy, what about this idea? Photographers, Nacho Guevara, Mick. I got Mick who are going to be interviewed in the next few months. But there's a lot of people who are helping me with the show on the weekly basis.
It's amazing. People, they want to help.
Yeah, they want to help, and they know that, you know, that basically what I'm doing here is what I'm doing. It's a one-on-one.
That's it.
And sometimes I even have an open space where I have a band, but,
oh, wow.
you know, it gets a little crazy with the sound. And it gets a little, yeah. It gets
we'll get it right.
Yeah, and it's like, I said to Patrick, I need to have a little break. I said, not with musicians, but, you know, with the singing, with the, because I want to sit down and talk, you know. I feel that sometimes, but you want to bring the talent. But let's talk about the music, like the music in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it work for you? Because we were talking with Patrick last 2 weeks when we met.
Yeah, man, he's talented.
How do you guys met, you and Patrick? Oh, you met in the subway, I think.
We met in the subway.
Yes.
Actually, we met because I saw him at Naked Angels is a theater group that does original work. Like, you can come in that night and bring your work, and maybe they'll pick you to have it read. Because when you're a playwright, it's really important to have your work read out loud. That's very scary.
Yeah.
Because you're like, something that you think is hilarious might not land at all. But you have to do that. You cannot be afraid to fall. You can't. You just have to, as Amy Poehler said, you cannot be afraid to die.
Right.
Like, you just have to, you know, you have to, that's okay. Messing up is okay. Messing up's great.
Yeah.
Like, make a big mistake. In the choir I used to sing in, my teacher would say, if you're gonna mess up, mess up. So I can know, so I hear you mess up, so we can fix it.
I can fix it.
Don't be afraid to look like an idiot. I learned that very early on. But Patrick was playing this music, and I thought, wow, that man is talented. And I was like, well, I would introduce myself, but I don't really know. And then I thought, if I see him again, I'll say something. And then I saw him again that night, like 30 minutes later on the same train, and we became friends, exchanged, I don't even know how we exchanged information. It was very like stars aligning.
You clicked right away.
We clicked, yeah. And I remember playing music for him, and he played for me, and then he went away, and then we kept talking on the phone, and he sent me something in the mail recently with the poem that he wrote.
He's very talented.
He's very gentle, genuine soul.
Yeah, he is.
Like
he's very real, and I like
real.
the fact that he likes to help, that he likes to collaborate with other talented artists, you know.
Because it's not about you.
It's not about you. No,
it's about everyone.
It is not.
And that's something that acting classes sometimes would get confusing, because you'd be sitting there and you'd be doing the scene, and then the teacher would want you to really reach back and you feel indulgent, and I didn't like that. I remember thinking, I don't want to just think about myself.
Right.
That's just, I mean, it's helpful to know who you are so that you have that strong center like we're talking about, but the work is telling other people's stories.
Right.
The work, like right now what I'm working on is just comedy, just making fun of society, because we've been through a lot of crazy stuff recently, especially.
No kidding.
We have to laugh.
Yeah.
And then also
And we don't have to be afraid to laugh either, because sometimes people are so uptight.
Right, and that doesn't help anything.
It doesn't help, you know.
It doesn't promote any positivity. I look at my life in this equation. If what I'm doing promotes the most amount of positive energy possible, I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
I'm just trying to create positive vibes, as hippie as that sounds. But that's what it's about, and you attract the people who feel the same way.
Yeah, it's true, because it's about energies.
Yeah, it is.
Right, it's about the energies and getting, you know. Now, like writing for you, directing. What about directing? Directing. We need more women.
I know.
We need more women. Even in Tribeca, I had a friend, but she's not now we're friends, but we met. She's a Costa Rican director, Paz Fabrica. She got her film on Tribeca.
That's great.
This year, and she got really good reviews from the New York Times. Like really, I mean, it's not that I was surprised. She's a very talented girl, but I was so happy.
It's hard to get there.
It was,
It's hard. I mean, a lot of people submit for that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Stories.
It's crazy. So how can we do it better for women? How can we fix it? Because somehow, still, obviously, this is a man. I mean, it's a women, but it's a man.
It is. It's changing slowly. And it takes people like you and people
Like you,
yeah,
like each one of us.
it's because it's just I talked to my friend last night, and interesting that you mentioned this because he said, I had a DP, but I think I need a female DP because to go into these intimate spaces with these women that he's working with, he's like, I really want a woman's point of view. And I think that is what has to change, is that the men have to realize how valuable that is.
Right.
A man's point of view is interesting
aware?
too.
What is
I don't
it?
think so yet.
I mean,
No.
even when this woman won Best Supporting Actor, what's her name? She won for Boyhood.
Oh, what is her name?
Patricia, no, Patricia. Is Patricia?
I
Oh,
saw
God,
that. I don't
shame
remember
on
her
me.
name. What a great
Yeah,
job.
I'm so, this is bad. Bad as it gets, I
okay.
can't recall, I
You can't
can't even
remember?
remember. But anyway, when she won the Oscar,
Yeah.
she made it, it's about time that women, we start making, and you see Streep, and she was going crazy when she heard the speech that she gave when she won the Oscar, because she's saying, okay, how us, we can, make the same money.
I know.
I mean,
know.
you
I
kind
listened
of
to.
wonder, right? I mean,
How is that possible?
How is that possible?
I think when we're asking questions like, how is this possible? How is no one doing anything? It's just the essential problem that it always is diffusion of responsibility. Someone thinks that someone else is going to do it, and it has to be addressed. Frances McDermott talks about this. She talked about this. I was watching her. She's one of my favorite actresses as well. Like Diane Keaton, Frances McDermott.
Oh, she's amazing,
these older
right?
women.
They have this edge and
God.
this talent.
It's just she can do anything. Oh, and you know what else? It's Amy Schumer. I got to give it to her.
Who's Amy Schumer?
Amy Schumer is the comedian who just made the movie with Bill Hader, directed by Judd Apatow, Trainwreck. She's the edgy comedian, we'll say, who talks a lot about sex and just.
I think I do know. I think I know. My name. I'm shut to hell.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
just
That's
okay.
bad. It looks bad.
But she, you know what? She's doing something.
Okay.
She's revolutionizing something
Right.
because she's coming in here and telling these jokes that people are kind of doing this like, did she just say that?
Yeah.
And she's throwing it away casually. It's
love
brilliant.
that.
It's brilliant.
I
you
love
know?
that. What about this girl from Bridesmaids? The big one.
Yeah, same thing. Rebel Wilson. Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa
Sorry.
McCarthy.
Rebel Wilson is what else is she? She's in the Pitch Perfect movie.
Oh
She's
man,
fun.
I have to. I know. I have to. I'm paying attention to movies. I'm watching and reading and doing my work.
Good.
Forgive my,
There's a lot.
indiscretion.
But you know what
There's
that comes
so much
from?
talent out there.
And there's so much being made, more than ever before.
Yes.
And so because of that, it's getting harder and harder. It's kind of like a cliche now that, you're writing a web series, so is everybody else.
Yeah.
So like, how do you stand out?
How do you do that? That's the key.
I don't know. I guess
don't
just
know.
stay
You gotta be
true to yourself.
To a certain degree. Yeah, right. I guess.
And write
I mean,
stories you care about.
Yeah.
And then find people who also care about them.
And writing for women is so important because every time I tell you, I'm so tired sometimes that, okay, I'm watching movies, getting my Time Warner cable bills. Why are you sticking to Time Warner cable bill when you can go to Netflix for $10 a month? Yeah, I'm thinking about it. But I'm always watching, flipping channels to see what I'm getting. Because I'm always like, I need to be, updated.
It's research, but what do you find when you do that? What is the overall?
I mean, it's like I like to see great talent. I mean, whether it's the BBC, I'm a big fan of all. Like I told you, Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, I still have
I'm
not
telling you now, seriously. I heard about it over and over. Everybody says, Sissy, it's a great show.
You have to watch it.
No. You kind of resist.
I do that.
When everybody likes it, right?
Yeah.
It happens
I do
to me
it.
too. But no, it is a
It's amazing.
masterpiece.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's a masterpiece. But yeah, I'm look for talent, for quality. The writing has to be like, it's like, I don't know, you just get a little spoiled because you want to see great acting. You want to see great work. Comedies. I love comedies, obviously.
Comedies.
I love SNL. That's my
of
thing,
course.
man.
Of
It's like,
course.
I just love SNL. But I like truth.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's... when I see, I don't want to give up names, but I just seen a show recently, The Morning Hours, one of those big talk shows in the big network, and I just couldn't stand it that everybody was so, like everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to be liked. Everybody has to sound right. Everybody has to look good. Everybody
It's cookie cutter, isn't it?
It's just, I say, why truth is so hard?
It is.
Why? I mean, why people cannot? This is a camera. It's a lens. I mean, I know that it takes work. Like even Debbie Letterman says, camera does funny things to you.
Mm-hmm. thing.
And I agree.
I know.
It's a trick. You know, you get a little nervous. We get the butterflies going.
It's so interesting though how like when a frame is right here, you lift your eyebrow or you say a line a millisecond later than you did before, and it changes everything.
It changes everything.
And I think that's fascinating.
It's fascinating, but why is it so hard? I was very shocked to see a big show,
Yeah.
you know, a big network, and everybody's so
Everybody's the same.
phony.
Yeah.
Phony. And
Happens
I just
a lot.
Yeah, I just want to just say, just pause it,
Be yourself.
be you.
Flaws and all.
Everybody's, because nothing, I guess that whatever comes from the heart, like Barbra Streisand says, whatever comes from the heart goes to the heart.
I love Barbra Streisand.
Right?
Barbara.
Yeah.
Oh, Barbara.
Oh yeah, of
I love
course.
her.
When I seen the Yentl thing, when I was a little girl, I remember the impression that she made on me, and I said, oh my God, that's gotta be God's voice.
Wow.
It's gotta be, that's it. I don't know if God is a man or a woman or in between, but when I heard that song at the end on the boat, and she's looking at right at the ocean, and she got the camera, and and it's just look.
And the fact, see, this is why we do this stuff.
This is why we do this.
Because
thing.
it stays with you. And that is
Forever.
the difference. Theater is amazing. What an amazing experience. Being on stage and getting that laugh, being on stage and hearing the audience breathe with you.
Right.
Nothing like it. Film, I can hardly compare the two because they're so different.
Right.
But right now, my calling is film and tell these stories as they're the minute details to the huge scenes. Like, for that to stay with you and to affect you like that, even now, it's because you have the music, you have the sound, you have the light, you have her close up. It's just, it's magic, and it's so hard to do.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do.
It's so hard to do.
Maybe that's why I like it.
But I guess we need that.